It is high noon on September 21, 2010, and the Tuesday edition of the Daily Journal is upon the streets. Mike Frey with special News at Noon guest host, Tom Klowonski. Tom of Bourbonnais, pleasure to have you here today, Tom.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, glad to. Are you a regular News at Noon viewer?
Just about every day.
Okay, now you're on this side of the camera.
And now I'm actually on the News at Noon.
Very good. Let's go over some of the main headlines today. Tom over at Olivet Nazarene University, where the Centennial Chapel, which will be one of the biggest auditorium in the county once it's done, they're putting in a massive organ as well. This thing's like 12 tons with 4,000 pipes on it. An Italian firm has come over to assemble it. It's ongoing right now. When it's done, it is going to be one impressive thing.
It's huge, and as long as they don't ask me to help move it, I'm fine.
I'm fine with listening to it. I don't want to move it either. Tom, also in today's paper, I saw a brief referring to Manteno Oktoberfest. There's going to be a Guitar Hero contest up there. Kind of neat. I think it's a benefit thing. That brief's in the paper today. Now, tomorrow in our Fairs and Fests section, we will promote two of the bigger festivals of the year, Manteno Oktoberfest and St. Anne Pumpkin Fest. My understanding, Tom, your insurance agency you work for is not far from Oktoberfest.
Country Financial, right across the street from it over the tracks. We got a big balloon right on top of the office we're putting up today, I found out. The Oktoberfest has been going on for years. It's a great time. I think me and the kids and the wife are going to go there Friday night. We're going to try to hit the Pumpkin Festival on Saturday.
You've got a big weekend planned.
A big economical weekend, yeah, absolutely.
And the great thing about these events, there's something for everybody. Old, young, anybody in between. Just a good thing to do.
Yep, games, rides, you name it.
Folks, News at Nooners, that snow will be flying before long. Get to these things while the weather still allows you to. Snow's not going to fly just yet, though. I'm sure of that. But what kind of weather are we going to have in the next few days? We'll find out from Nicole. She has the weather now.
Hey everybody, it's Nicole Leonhardt with your AccuWeather forecast. Today we're going to have a high around 91. The low is going to be around 66. Of course, it's hot and breezy and sunny. And tomorrow we're going to have a high around 82, the low is going to be around 65, and we're going to have a few thunderstorms. And on Thursday, still hot with a high around 90 degrees, the low is going to be around 71, and we're going to continue with the breezy, hot, sunny trend. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
Tom, we are back, and on page A2 today, a colleague, Jeff Bonte, writes a column about his affinity for TV, which is being diminished somewhat because reality is getting in the way. Not reality TV, just reality in general. So his anxious nature for the start of the fall network season, not quite what it used to be. That being said, all of us in this world have kind of some guilty pleasures when it comes to watching TV. Matt watches some lowbrow things that are not appropriate of you. Well, I'll admit, I used to watch Jerry Springer's show fairly regularly. I've stopped, but I used to watch it fairly regularly. But I have some guilty pleasure shows. Does the same hold for you, Tom?
Yeah, my house, when those Law & Order marathons come on TNT, you just forget it. It's game over for the day. And my kids know as soon as The Amazing Race comes on, until it's a commercial, be quiet, Dad's watching TV. He's got The Amazing Race. Very good.
In my case, I think I've mentioned this previously on the News at Noon, but I love Man vs. Food. I'll watch that fairly often. Just watched it last night. He's eating these big beef sandwiches from Brooklyn. Okay. I also like Gangland on the History Channel. Talks about gang activity. And Intervention on A&E, which is basically people trying to beat their drug and alcohol problems. Those are guilty pleasures of mine. And Tom, real joy you having you here today. How did it go? It's not too bad being on the News at Noon.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, yeah.
You News at Nooners out there that want to take part, don't be bashful. Take Tom's word for it. Go ahead and send me an email at the address listed below, and we'll get you on the schedule, okay? Fun, I promise you. Fun is the catchword around here. Okay? So that'll do it for today. To subscribe to the Daily Journal, call 815-937-3322. You can also pick up the newspaper at the newsstands. And speaking of the newspaper, Tom, let's just use this one here. Okay, I heard you kind of have a good sign-off for us, so why don't you give it to us?
Get informed right here.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's my better side.
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.